Hi Scorpio, this is your December 2018 reading. Scorpio, you have the last eclipse in your career house happening on 21st of January 2019. That is sort of the culmination of last 1.5 years of North Node in Leo, which has been waking you up to your destiny. North Node in Leo has been waking you up to the fact that it wants you to be somebody who's known for something in the world. It wants you to choose a career that is sort of more authentic to you, that lets you be you, that lets you bring your full personality, your innate talent to the world, and lets you be the ruler of your domain. It wants you to shine. It does not want you to be one of the crowd. It wants you to stand out and shine for your talents, for your leadership skills, and it wants you to sort of own something that you can call your legacy. It is the aspect of creating your legacy that initiated around last year, around the great American eclipse of August of 2017, that is sort of coming to a culmination in January with the last eclipse in Leo. And this eclipse is happening with certain surprises, with certain karmic events, the sequence of which started in October itself, when Uranus started squaring the nodes. But in November as well as in October, this aspect was in fixed signs. So it had a sort of a fixity to it. The changes still had a resistance from happening. You were sort of trying to still preserve value in existing situation versus trying to move to a new one. Fixed signs try to preserve value in what's known, what is already existing, versus breaking the structure and moving to a new one. But this became a cardinal T square at the end of November. That was sort of a breaking point in my view, emotionally at least, because Venus was a participant to that. So, in your core, in your heart, you sort of got detached from an old way of being. In your heart, you sort of now know which direction to go. You have been thinking about it to some extent through your emotions, through your sensory, through your senses, through your sensory data. You've been trying to analyze, what do I love, what do I don't love about the situation. So when Venus was retrograde in our sign for the last 2 or 3 months, it sort of has been rethinking about this whole issue for some time. It has been bringing out not so pleasantly the issues in our self image, the issues in how we project ourselves to the world. It has been also showing where do the value difference exist, the value difference between how we look at ourselves and how the world values us. Where is that difference, and why is that difference? In your heart, that difference is hurting you. And when Venus sort of regenerated on 16th of November, which led to a regeneration of a self esteem, you came to a conclusion that you want to get your true worth, that you want to get what you truly deserve. You want to go after the career, you want to go after the relationships, you want to go after the partnerships which truly serve you and are balanced in give and take of you being of value as well as the other people valuing you. So sort of that has been happening over the last couple of months. What was missing though was emotions were running that train, and to some extent intuition was running that train, which is great. To some extent we do need to do that because we want Venus to figure out, what do I truly love before I just logically go about it. You want to understand whether you'll be happy in the cycle or not. Even though in your heart now you know what makes you happy, what does not, your mind is still in the old. Your mind is still rethinking the situation, which is fine. That is why we have Mercury retrograde immediately after Venus retrograde, because it wants to logically analyze the information that our heart has processed so far. It wants to bring out the logic, it wants to bring out the practicality, it wants to bring out the financials, it wants to bring out the value, the rate sheet, for example, or the renegotiation of your salary, renegotiation of what you're charging your clients, renegotiation to some extent of figuring out why I am not being projected as I think I am, and why am I not getting value for my innate talents. That review exercise started in middle of November and it will go on till middle of December. It is all right if right now you don't know what path to choose. It is all right now if you are not taking a step, and I will recommend you you not to take any step, any decision till middle of this month, because you don't have full information. Mercury is still collecting information by talking to people, by looking at your financial position, by looking at how you could get more value out of your talents. It is still analyzing and reviewing why there is a difference between your self image and the image that is projected outside to the world. It wants to restore value to you, it wants to restore confidence to you, but logically, not just driven by the heart. It wants to figure out the information, the logical information of why there is a difference and what is the change in your self image that is required to bring about that change. Even though self esteem has been regenerated, there is an external change that is required, which will happen over the course of December, which will help you claim the value you truly deserve and help you decide logically in January which way to go. Uranus will go direct on about 6th of January. That's when this aspect will take a life of its own and things will move very, very fast in January. Right off the bat, Mars is entering in Aries. That is a cardinal energy that is going after your day-to-day routine in terms of your work and your health. And you start sort of acting on this newfound self-esteem, this newfound self-image, this newfound realization on how you want to project yourself to the world. And at the same time, you have the first eclipse around the same day. It's around 5th or 6th of January in your third house. That is about going after the talents, going after the skill sets, going after the discussion in your immediate environment to get the value that you deserve. It wants to break the boundaries of you be thinking all this in your head versus reaching out to the right set of people. So you start reaching out to the right connections, you start reaching out to the right set of people, you start learning the skills, you start communicating your value to the world, you start bringing down the barriers of your own thought processes that are stopping you from getting there, that are stopping you from asking what you truly deserve. At the same time, we have Jupiter coming visible at the middle of this month. So things will sort of take its time. After the middle of the month, you'll see more clearly, you'll see your value more clearly, you'll see the value of your work more clearly, and you'll be able to ask the value of your work more clearly. Especially around 16th or 17th of December, you'll be very assertive and be able to ask what you truly deserve. So it's all right if the first half of month feels like chaos, if the first half of month looks like you don't have answers. The first half of month is supposed to be like that because we are rethinking, and rethinking there is chaos. All brilliant ideas come out of chaos. So there will be brilliant ideas that will be coming out of this chaos because Mercury and Uranus are butting heads with each other at the first half of the month. Uranus is sort of shaking your head, asking you to think, and sort of re-evaluate how to create more value out of your work. It is asking you to think of new ideas to generate more value out of your work. It is asking you to break away from doubting yourself anymore and going after your true worth to some extent. So you will have all of that chaos at the first half of the month and more constructive steps, in my view, happening in the second half of the month, starting from about 13th, 14th or 15th of November, when the aspects become more conducive to making choices. Also, the information from full moon of 24th of November becomes clearer because Mercury will be visible after 9th or 10th of November. So the 9th or 10th of December. So the information is clearer in second half of the month and starts revealing to you. The ideas start revealing to you. What is most important in 2019 are two things. The first thing is that Jupiter is in your second house. There is a new value creation. You are going to be part of the economy in 2019 to generate value in real economy. When Jupiter enters second house, it's the time to get value for your talents. It is the time to sort of be part of the financial society. It is the time to also develop the talents which will yield results, which will yield revenue for you. The second most important thing in 2019 is North Node will be in Cancer. So you'll be going towards an adventure, but the adventure might come later in 2019, maybe in the second half of the year. But the education process will start in December itself. We have a full moon at the end of the month in December, which is happening in your ninth house of travel, education. So there is a realization that you need to acquire some kind of knowledge to get more out of your talents, to get more out of your career. And that awakening happens, I believe, at the end of the month. And that awakening, that realization comes out of this whole rethinking exercise that you're doing in the first half of the month. And you should take something. 2019 is very conducive to learning new skills, to acquiring a completely new set of knowledge that will help you grow in your career. It is the cadent year, as they call it. Cadent year is the things that we grow to get more value out of our life. So there are talents and skills, especially in your communication skills, that need to be developed in 2019 to get more value out of your career. So this is sort of an overview I wanted to give to the people across the board, as well as to the people who don't have time to look at the details. I understand that. So I wanted to give an overview of what's happening now all the way to January. I'll be now going into the details of December. If you're not staying on for the portion of detailed reading, I wish you a Merry Christmas and I wish you a very Happy New Year. I really appreciate you choosing me to be part of this beautiful journey that you have been on. I started this initiative this year to be on YouTube, and I'm very, very filled with joy, filled with love from your side to be part of this journey. And I'm honored that you chose me to be part of your journey. And I hope to be part of that journey in 2019. I'm starting to publish daily horoscopes. These are still in making, but I try to read the energy of the day and write it down. Writing is my passion, and that comes more easily to me as compared to YouTube, which is new to me. So I'll request you to access the written horoscope. I'll leave the link to that in the details section as well as in the comments, along with the timestamps of the detailed portion of the reading. Thank you so much. As we start the month, you have both Mercury and Venus in your sign. It is the time to focus on your self-image. It is the time to focus even on your physical appearance. It is the time to focus on your goals. It is the time to figure out why the way you look at yourself isn't the way the world is looking at you. Where is the gap between how you value you versus how others value you? Why is there a difference between the two? That was also the theme of the full moon of 24th of November 2018, where the full moon happened at a degree of discovery, where you discovered that maybe your talents are not valued at the level they should be by others. Maybe your partners, maybe the people outside are not giving you the proceeds of your relationship which are authentic to you. That there is an imbalance between your give and your take. So there is an imbalance in how people are giving you, whether it is in form of proceeds of a relationship. So intimacy in a relationship is lacking. That was a theme. Or the actual money and the financials that you get out of situation are lacking as compared to what you would like it to be. And that is sort of in your mind at the start of the month as to how to make the connection between how you look at yourself and how others look at you. Because the last 1 year Jupiter has been in your sign. It has enhanced your knowledge about yourself. It has, to some extent, along with Venus, enhanced your self-esteem, your self-value. It has told you that you could be more than who you are right now. And with that frame in mind, this healthy ego to some extent in mind, this healthy confidence to some extent in your mind, you are trying to restore the physical part of it. Why is that not real? Why do I feel one way and my reality is different from that? That is sort of a key question at the start of the month. And you are trying to figure this out logically, because Mercury has to think it out logically. It is connecting with people, it is communicating with people. Your communication skills are at its peak right now. You are able to speak your mind. When Mercury is in our sign, even if it's retrograde, we are able to renegotiate and discuss things more authentically, more deeply than we have ever before. More importantly, we are able to change our perspective. We are in a transitional period. A retrograde period of Mercury is a transitional period. Especially this month is sort of your brain, your intelligent mind is sort of raw right now. It is writing new imprints about yourself. new imprints on why am I in this situation, what are my goals, what do I truly want to do. You're sort of imprinting on your brain this week, especially when Mercury is standing still, and figuring out which direction to go and how to get more value out of the current situation. Now Mercury will be done with the cycle on 6th of December, but that's not when the image will be fully clear to you. It will take time. You will only get, in my view, bigger picture by 9th or to 11th, 9th, 10th or 11th of December. You'll get more information. I feel that is also the time when you would be able to have a more constructive outlook. You'll be able to see deeper than you have so far. Mercury will be visible on 9th of December, when I think after a long period of this rethinking, you'll have some amount of clarity on the plans to go ahead, on how to enhance your personal image. And to some extent, you will know more of who you are. More importantly, you will know who you are not, and what is not in line with your values, what is not in line with who you want to be. And Jupiter is expanding your financial house in 2019, as I spoke in the introductory part of the video. Jupiter is going to enhance your self-worth and net worth in 2019, making you part of a working economy, but it has to be in line with your higher values. You cannot have something built in 2019 till it has a higher purpose, till it takes your self-esteem into account, till it takes a healthy ego into account. You will not be able to compromise that in 2019, and hence, what is the path to take? What is the path to take? That it's in line with your self-esteem, that it is in line with your healthy ego, that it is in line with who you thought you should be, and to be in line with what you have realized you definitely are not. So I think that's sort of a very key theme in the first 10 days of the month. After 6th or 7th of the month, things will slowly become clearer. 9th, 10th or 11th of December is, in my view, the clearest that you'll be able to see. 9th and 10th is, especially December, 9th and 10th is when Capricorn moon is there, which sextiles you. So there's a clarity, I think, on your actions and your intentions that come. Your actions and intentions are in harmony on 9th and 10th. So if you want to do some deeper analysis, some deeper work on your goals, if you want to sort of put something down on paper, sign a contract, figure out how to move forward, sort of put something in stone, 9th or 10th of December is when you'll be able to do that. The issue that is happening is that Uranus is in conjunction with Mercury till about 14th of the month. Especially in the initial part of the month, you are not able to figure this restlessness that you're feeling inside your body. You're not able to process this restlessness into logical steps. You're not able to figure out how this restlessness in your day-to-day that you're feeling right now, how to make that a part of your future, how to sort of add some innovation, add certain changes, add some freedom in your day-to-day routine, and how to make that work in your career, how to make value out of that, how to make revenue out of that, how to be able to not work 9 to 5, for example, and earn a salary, how to include this restlessness as a logical part of your day-to-day life is something that you're not able to understand. And it's all right, because that will come in January. On January 4th, Mercury and Uranus are working in positive aspect to each other in cardinal signs. So you'll be able to take some active steps to include this need of freedom in your day-to-day life to create more value out of your talents. So it's all right if right now the restlessness is there. I would request you to create ideas out of this restlessness. It is the month to create ideas. It is not the month to decide. It is a month to sort of figure out how you're feeling, why you're feeling, what you're not, where you want to create value out of, talk to people, discuss things with people, renegotiate with people. Time to be direct with yourself, time to focus on your needs, time to figure out what sort of fills your cup, time to even change your appearance to some extent, but after about 9th of December. try to make a change in your self image in terms of changing your clothes, changing not I mean changing your wardrobe, changing your wardrobe, changing your haircut, all of those physical changes. Try to do them after 9th or 10th of December, when Mercury is direct, Venus is there, Jupiter will be visible on 14th of January, 14th of December. So middle of the month is a better time to make a change in your appearance, especially around, I think, 16th of December, the best day to make a Venusian change, a beauty change, which will stick for a longer period, which is in line with your personality, which you can sort of strut in 2019 as your look. Around December 16th or 17th is a better time to do that. Then on 7th of November, we have the new moon happening in your financial sector at 15 degrees Sagittarius. That will have an impact on changing your financial position all the way to 21st of December 2018. This is all about setting your financials in order. It's about finding ways to increase income. It is about sort of cleaning up your diet as well. It is about new values, new revenues, new sources of revenues. It is about setting up a new self-esteem. It's about fresh infusion of energy into your self-worth and your net worth and your healthy ego. But at the same time, some sort of expense might come out at this time, which is driven more by about spending on your loved ones, because it's squaring the Mars and Neptune in the 5th house. So there might be some expense related to children or your lovers or your business maybe at this point in time, which is sort of an investment into these people, investment into this business that you need to do for it to grow. Jupiter will revisit this point of new moon 3 times in 2019. So any investment that you're making or any sort of financial venture that you're starting as a result of this new moon will grow significantly in 2019. That's why this new moon has effect beyond this month on your life. And it's better to sort of start something after 9th of December when Mercury is visible. All the way better to do it after 14th of December when Jupiter is also visible. So you might want to wait to make a big start at this point of time, or even to make a big expense. If you can wait till 9th of December, that is better to do. This is happening in square with Mars and Neptune, so there is some amount of need to do it quickly, kind of a thing. Mars wants to speed this expense up, or speed this investment up, or speed this financial investment that you're about to make, and it wants to quickly do it. And Mars at the same time also wants to get value for your innate talents, value for your creativity to some extent at this point of time. So maybe you'll start charging for your creativity. You'll start charging higher for your business offers. Maybe you'll start renegotiating your salary at this point of time, or start a new source of income at this point of time, which is driven by your creativity, which is driven by your creativity coming to life, because Mars and Neptune together brings your imagination, brings your dreams, brings your creativity to real tangible world. So you're able to actually be charge for it, or be part of the financial economy essentially. So it's better to do it, as I said, after 9th or 10th of December. There are excellent dates in the second half of the month to actually generate value and ask for your worth, and to some extent do creative ventures or launch creative ventures after 13th of December, especially 16th of December, 17th of December, 21st of December. These are best days to start a new financial cycle. 21st of December, I believe this idea that you're generating, it will come with full awareness of financial growth, because on 21st of December, Mercury and Jupiter are meeting together. You'll see the real value, the real potential, financial potential of this venture on 21st of December. 21st of December is supposed to be the first time in 12 years that Mercury and Jupiter are meeting together in your financial houses. This is one of the lucky days for financial growth for you. But at the same time, as I said, the full awareness, the full growth of this venture will come in 2019, when Jupiter will continue to revisit this point 3 times. Every time it will come, it will grow it. It will bring more opportunities to create more value out of this venture. So be on lookout for what new financial ideas are coming to you. And more ideas will come after December 12th, when Mercury will move into your financial house as well. So there'll be more ideas for investment, more ideas for making monies, more ideas for financial gains that will come to you, and they all need to have certain amount of higher value attached to it, because it's all happening in Sagittarius. So there needs to be your healthy ego, your values, higher purpose, all of it needs to be part of this money making exercise, this financial exercise. On 11th, 12th or 13th of December, moon is squaring you. It could be a little bit of a edgy or tense day. You might be torn between certain choices on that day, so be on lookout for that. But as I said, after about 12th or 13th of December, the ideas and the communication becomes much more broader, becomes much more around your financials at this time. And also Uranus squaring the nodes becomes much more potent in the middle of the month. So this need to make a change in your career, you'll feel it very, very strongly around 16th of December. 16th of December is also when Venus and Saturn are moving together. It's the time when you want to create certain plans that have longer financial benefit to it. So some sort of communication process, some sort of launch, some sort of bringing your talents out to the wider audience is in order around 16th of December, when you'll feel really strong in your core that you're able to make a move, that you're able to bring certain Venusian themes out to the world, certain creativity out to the world. It's also the time when Mars and Pluto are meeting together, so you are able to restructure your words so effectively to sort of change people's minds. So if there's any conversation that needs to be done to transform other person's mind, 16th or 17th of December is the best day to do it. You'll feel very powerful on those dates. You'll have clarity of thought. You'll be able to put your creativity to use and use your strength of mind to take a rest to some extent. You'll infuse joy into your mind at this time, that you'll feel very joyful to do what you're doing at this point in time. So if there's any creative venture, any new venture that you're about to start, that's why I said after 14th of December, 16th, 17th are power days of this month, apart from 21st of December, which is sort of one of the lucky days financially for you. Then on 20th of December, Sun and Uranus are meeting together. You're ready to generate new ideas. Again, this is in line with your financial prosperity. You're ready to try something different. You're ready to bring some newness to this financial idea, which goes through many iteration. So there might be some new investment ideas that come to you that you can put to action. There might be new ideas on how to get more value out of your talents, which will come to you around 20th of December. And that is also the time when you can have some constructive launches and discussions with the people in authority, with the people who you want to bring this new ventures out to, because Venus and Neptune are together. So you are really, really charming. You're really persuasive. You feel very powerful at this time. All the way from 16th, 17th to 21st of December, you'll feel that you have this magnetic energy to sort of convince people about your point of view. Even from 14th of December, you'll feel this innate power in your core that you're able to convince people about your creativity, about your value, about your communication skills to some extent. It's the time to communicate with larger set of people, to interact with people. And this communication will only grow in January when you'll have 5 planets in your third house. You'll have 5 planets focused on your communication, focused on interacting with other people, focused on reaching out to new set of people to make connections to some extent. So use those time to be social. Use 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, all the way from 14th to 21st to be social, to meet powerful people, to make powerful connection, to bring your joy out to the world, to bring your creativity out to the world. Even in your personal life, you'll feel the joy of this time. Venusian themes are just not related to connectivity. It's related to love. It's related to being able to find joy in your romantic relationships, being able to put to words what you need in a romantic relationship to your partner. 21st of December is a date night, and if there is a date you want to fix, 20th or 21st of December is a good day to fix for a date night. 21st of December is also when Mercury and Jupiter, as I said, meet together in your financial houses. That's a first sort of culmination of the financial step that you might have taken. It might be the positivity, the optimism that you'll be taken care of from your self-worth perspective and net worth perspective in 2019. That optimism, that messaging comes through on December 21st. Sun will move into Capricorn on that day. It's the time when, as I said, the busy period for you starts in December. The busy period of communicating with people, making connections, learning new things, moving around, even taking short trips at this time, and taking trips which are of value to you, which add value to you. So a trip of faith, for example, might be in order at this point in time, because you have a full moon happening in Cancer in your ninth house of adventure on 22nd of December. This is about taking a journey of faith, taking a leap of faith, taking, if not physically a journey, taking mentally a journey by interacting with people who are very different to you, to start a new adventurous cycle in your life, where you're doing something different from what you've been doing so far, where you're learning on the job, where you're acquiring new skills, where you're taking a new course, where you're sort of completing some sort of publishing work even. This is also the time when you might want to bring your artistic work, your publishing work out to the world at this time. It is a full moon of growing mind. It is a full moon of converting the phase of your mind from an old way of being to a new way of being, because it's happening at a critical degree of a cardinal sign. You take certain very directional step at this point in time to change your future, to change your future karma to some extent at this point in time. So this is very directional. This is sort of a preview of what's happening in 2019, because North Node will be in this house in 2019. So you'll get more opportunities to publish, to travel, to adventure, to go out and reach out to people who are completely different from you in 2019. And this full moon of 22nd of December all the way to end of the year will show you the preview of what new adventure is in store for you in 2019. I feel more of that will come only in the middle of 2019, because you need to shed old skin before you undergo a new course, before you undergo a new adventure, before you undergo this whole exercise of learning a completely new skill and bringing it out to the world. You might need a little bit of more time to develop it in the first half of the year. So this is sort of what's happening at the end of the month. There are two more dates I'd like you to note, although I think after December 22nd, most people stop noting anything down. But if there's a date to note, 25th of December, on the day of Christmas, and Merry Christmas to you all, Mercury and Neptune are meeting together. It's not a day to decide anything, but it's a highly creative day. It is a day when you might be having your creative peak, and you'll be able to express that very well. But you'll have to overcome a emotional gap, a sort of your own doubt on your creativity, to bring out the value in it, to charge for it. So be careful of that, and don't get involved into any detailed discussion from 23rd of December to 27th of December. Not that anybody will be working at that time, but still, don't try to get into a detailed discussion. It's great creative time, but not a detailed work time. Detailed work time can come around December 27th or 28th. So if you have to focus on the details of things, 27th or 28th of December are better to do that. That's the time when Venus and Pluto are meeting together as well. So from a romance perspective, from a talking to your loved ones perspective, 29th, 28th of December are best dates as well. So that's where we end the month. We end the month with Mars moving into your work and day-to-day routine time. It's the time to sort of even set certain health routines at the end of the month. It's 31st of December. I know it is supposed to be the day of resolution, but for you, it is the best day to make resolutions for 2019, because moon is in your sign. This is the personal new moon that you'll experience a reset of your emotions, a reset of the year. You'll feel the new beginning in your core coming your side, things in your style, things in line with the peace that you've been looking for. You'll be ready for something new. You'll be ready to sort of have a new attitude, a new outlook towards life, when you'll have this personal new moon on December 31st, with moon in your sign and Mars moving into your 6th house. So it's the start of a new year. I wish you a lot of luck for 2019, and I again want to thank you for staying with me and making me part of your this impressive impressive journey. 2019 is a journey of once in a lifetime. We'll have Saturn, Pluto, South Node coming together for the first time since 15th century. It's one of the landmark years all the way to 2020, and you are one of the signs to look out for in terms of growth. I'm honored to work for you, and I look forward to have you with me in 2019. Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas to you.